Hi, my name is Declan Paul Matthew McNamee. I am 30 years old and I come from a little village in the northwest of Ireland called Sion Mills. Hobbies and interests that I have? I'm quite an outdoorsy kind of person. I love sports, be it from soccer, rugby, even the American football, baseball, things like that. I love extreme sports, bungee jumping, skydiving. I love pushing my limits, climbing, snowboarding. I love travel. That's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. There's a lot of travel. I love new cultures, new languages. I like to read, I like movies, I like to learn new things. I like to learn about the world, about different things, and mythology. I love mythology. And my worst job, I would have to say it was the first job I got after I finished high school. I was a painter and decorator, and working on a building site, on a construction site, just wasn't for me. No matter how hard I worked or how fast I tried to go, it was never enough. My best job, I've got lots of jobs that I've just had a blast and loved. Lots of different camps. And if I really had to pick one, I would choose my first summer at Camp Washington. Just because it was such a different experience, it was such a life-changing experience, and it gave me so much confidence, and that's why I love camp, is that I want to pass that on to kids. And I went between those two jobs, from my worst job to my best job. My worst job, where nothing I could do was good enough or fast enough, to going to the camp where every little thing I did without even thinking about was, people were so impressed and built up my confidence. So that was my best and worst job, I think. I've met a lot of good people and positive influences in my life, but I think my biggest is probably a guy called Alex, who was my kind of like a camp counsellor when I was about 14. He was a Dutch guy who came to our summer scheme in our community, and he just had a great larger than life personality, and he travelled a lot and worked with kids. So I was very inspired by his stories of travelling, and it was something that I wanted to do, and I felt that working with kids was something I would enjoy. So we became good friends for that summer, and have even till today managed to keep up that friendship. He has talked to me on different pros and cons of travelling, and he's been a big influence in everything that I've done, and I've gone slightly different way from him, but he was my initial inspiration to travel and combine travel with working with kids, which led me to work at a summer camp. For me, teamwork is having a common goal and everybody working together to achieve it. It's a really important at camp, especially in a camp setting where you're living in each other's pockets pretty much for the duration of camp. I think a big part of teamwork is communication, being able to ask for help, being able to throw your ideas forward, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, to be able to listen to the rest of the group and to other people and being aware of what they need to succeed. I think it's about pulling your weight so that others aren't left to pick up your slack, and I think it's about being flexible so that you can take on duties which you didn't quite expect, especially at a camp. Okay, why do I want to work at this camp? I've worked for the last 2 summers at Camp Bloomfield in Malibu, and I've fallen in love with Southern California. I think it's a great place Last year for my birthday we went camping and then spent the next day in Santa Barbara, and I love Santa Barbara. It's one of the places that I really loved and had a bit of an affinity with. So I'd love to kind of stay there and work for a little while in Santa Barbara. I really kind of would like to train a staff as well. I like to be part of that training. It's one of the things in the different assistant director jobs and the different higher up levels that I've had that I really enjoy. Is I really love training staff. And I can't be a counsellor forever, or maybe I can. But also because it's with the Boys and Girls Club. I worked in Colorado for a couple of summers, and I had some friends over there, and a lot of them ended up working for the Boys and Girls Club in different parts of Colorado, in Colorado Springs and in Greeley, and they loved the company, and I saw their photos and some of their stories, and it's a company that I respect and would like to get involved in with the Boys and Girls Club. Also, just looking at camp, I like the camp mission statement. I like what they're aiming for with the kids. I like the fact that you're doing nature and astronomy. I love astronomy. I love one of the things that drew me back to Malibu was doing the stargazing after the kids had gone to bed. I love astronomy, so the fact that we're teaching it to kids at your camp, I love that idea, and nature and getting them aware of the nature, and also like just ideas like tomahawk throwing. That's pretty cool. I've never heard of a camp offering tomahawk throwing, so I love the ideas that I've seen on the website. And one of the things that I've enjoyed at some of the areas that I've worked at is having new ideas and making new programs, and I like to be involved in the program development side of things as well, working with the director closely to offer new things to the kids. So that's why I want to work. Looking at the job description, that's why I want to come work for you. Okay, why would I be an awesome camp counsellor? I have a lot of experience at camp, 10 years. In 2001 I did my first camp experience at a camp called Camp Washington in Connecticut, and I fell in love with camp and the idea of camp. Camp is a big passion for me. I love camp, and I think my enthusiasm for camp, my enthusiasm for fun in general, just rubs off on everybody around me. The campers, the other counsellors, the staff, they see how much I love camp and they want to kind of join in the fun. I'm a very positive, upbeat person, and I think that just helps with helping to motivate other staff and help motivate kids to get into stuff. I've been doing summer camps in America and around the world for 10 years now. Like I say, it's a passion for me. I want to make a career out of it. And so I think, maybe I can take that step up and coordinate camp. I've done it a few times as assistant director, and haven't fully enjoyed the role. I don't know if I was quite ready to take that step up. I feel like I kind of am now. I'm getting to a stage around 30, and I can take a step up but still have a lot of fun, and be like a big brother, not just to the kids but to the staff. With all my experience at camp, I know a ton of games and campfire songs and skits, and this past summer just gone by, I was in charge of the campfire, doing the skits and doing the songs and making sure that the campfire just ran smoothly and everybody kind of got things done on time and did their songs, did their skits, and everybody got a chance. So the different games and campfire stuff I know is pretty limitless. In my time at camps and adventure centres, I've also done lots of different areas, mostly ropes. I've got a lot of ropes experience, doing high ropes courses, low ropes courses, team building games. I've done arts and crafts. I've worked in arts and crafts. I've worked in the different sports and different American sports, international sports. I used to help a lot with the horse wranglers and stuff. Swimming, I'm not a conference swimmer, but again, in my last couple of jobs I've supervised the pool areas, and I know I know the area very well. I may not be able to be a swimming instructor, but I know the areas. So I think I bring a lot of knowledge of all different aspects of camp and different parts of camp to the role, and just my personality of always wanting to have fun, I think, really makes me an awesome counsellor. Okay, my favourite joke. I've got a few. I love a good joke. I'm going to give you two. One is, it's a bit of a visual one. Two turtles are in a field. One turtle turns to the other turtle and he says, "Do you find that when it rains, your mouth fills up with water?" The other turtle turns to him, thinks for a minute, and eventually he says, "No." The second joke is probably one of my all-time favourites, told at many a campfire. What kind of cheese doesn't belong to you? Nacho cheese! Okay, thank you for looking at my video and considering my application. I'm really impressed with your camp, and I would love the opportunity to work with you. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.